My name is Hendriettah Khupe. I am the social work supervisor. I am managing the social work and employee wellness unit. So this unit is a professionalized unit of a team of registered and qualified social workers, social auxiliary workers, student social workers, and volunteers in this field. Our primary mandate as the unit is to offer debriefing services to the counselors who are manning the line. It is very important for us to ensure that counselors are emotionally well taken care of, because that will also ensure that our clients are being offered effective services. Therefore, we can guarantee that if we are emotionally well as the service provider, then we can breed clients or communities that are equally emotionally well. But over and above that, there is a lot of work that we're also doing on the ground in our communities as well. For instance, we adopt a school on a yearly basis. We adopt one primary school and one secondary school, where we have a long-term contract with them, where we go maybe twice a week, depending on our availability and our agreement, and we attend learners and educators. So what happens is we have programs that are running on a yearly basis for learners, maybe for instance learners who are having issues with their behaviors, which we call behavioral problems. Then we also educate them on issues of bullying as well, and we also attend to challenges that they are having at home and at school. Therefore, our intervention also integrates their families as well, so that we ensure that there is a holistic service delivery when it comes to learners. And then we also have a program that runs for educators as well, because it is important for them to be able to identify the early warning signs from their learners and be able to manage them at that level before they can get out of control and they are in need of professional help or professional intervention from us. So we have a rollout program that has to do with their employee wellness as well, so that they are also able to have a safe space where they can also say out their individual and personal issues. COVID-19 became a seed of all the mental health issues that have been long hidden within individuals. We are having a lot of companies now who are calling in and requesting us to come and do trauma debriefing to their employees, or just to run a wellness program for them, because people have been going through a lot of psychological distress because of what has been happening for the past years in the country. And we also have specific targeted programs that we are running with key population groups. And these include issues of LGBTI community. So it is very important to pay special attention to such vulnerable groups, because they suffer violation of human rights differently than any other target groups that we have in our population. So we have programs that are specifically talking to them. Dealing with key population groups is very paramount for us to identify organizations on the ground that are specifically LGBTI driven, so that at least they can give us guidance on where to identify the target group, on what programs speak to them, and how best, they can access those services from us. Some of the issues that they are struggling with, it's discrimination from their own families. So they feel so alone and they don't know where to get assistance or who to turn to. So because our helplines are toll-free and they offer that anonymity, because you realize that most of them are still suffering from stigma from coming out. So at least when they call our helplines, they are able to access those services without anyone judging them or wanting to know who they are. So we are there to carry them through their challenges and be able to support them the best way possible through counseling services. But we also have support groups that we're also running on the ground, where we can go to such organizations like Engagements Health, and be able to attend to them as a group so that they can share their experiences and see how best they can tap into each other. Our communities are still communities that are infested with so much homophobic and transphobic attitudes. So our organization comes through whereby we facilitate community dialogues, and we're able to bring community members from the elderly to the young ones, in schools. And we put them in various groups where they can sit. And you find that in a group you have a child, you have a youth, and you have an elderly person, where they share their different experiences of what they understand about this key population group. Then we create a safe environment for them to say out their genuine, strong emotions towards these key population groups without anyone judging them and without anyone closing that platform for them to be open. Because if we fail to do that, then we will still struggle to offer the intervention service that will make an impact to them. So we're still having a lot of stigma coming out in these community dialogues, where you find that our immediate families are still struggling to understand issues around LGBTI. So our primary task as well is to make sure that after allowing them to open up and say out what is it that they understand, then we challenge any homophobic or transphobic attitudes that come out from those discussions. But how we challenge them now is to ensure that we roll out educational programs that will make them understand who is this key population group, and before they are LGBTI community, they are human beings. And when it comes to issues of human rights, everyone has got a right to be respected and to feel safe and to access whatever services are there in the communities, because this is a population group that is still facing a lot of discrimination when it comes to service delivery in labor market. So we are there to educate the community and to make them understand that they equally form an integral part of our communities, and they deserve to be treated with respect and dignity as well. So there are other things that can come out that are key or that are very sensitive to them that we might not know. But making sure that we undergo a yearly training keeps us up to date, so that we're able to also be sensitive to them, either through our telephonic intervention or when we're dealing with them on a face-to-face environment. Then we also ensure that we have a referral database that is nationwide, because we are a national organization, so that when we get calls from such people in the community who are calling from all walks of life in our different provinces, they're able to know where they can get assistance from those specific services. Then we also have other organizations like OUT and GALA. We make sure that we form part of those stakeholder partnerships at local level, at provincial level, and at national level, so that we know where to escalate specific cases so that they can be attended to, especially with issues of hate crime as well. We have a strong partnership with Department of Justice, where we also sit at their national task team and are able to say in our callers, these are the issues that are coming out, these are how many numbers of calls that we got from LGBTI people who are going through hate crimes, and then they're able to escalate those issues and make sure that if ever there are criminal cases that have been opened, they make sure that those criminal cases, they follow them up until sentencing is done to the perpetrators. For our trauma and crisis line, they can call us on 0861 322 322. Kindly note that this is a shared call that we are having that is different from all our toll-free numbers, meaning that the caller will pay part of the cost and the organization also serves part of the cost as well. So although it has a cost that is tagged to it, but the cost is very minimal, and the caller is able to call and say out whatever issues that they're going through at a very minimal fee of airtime.